This is a solar update from Sebastian Wolf on my page, letting you know that you have less than 36 hours before that coronal mass ejection of a lot of energy, electromagnetic pulse that just beamed off of the sun, ripping apart the plasma beings that's now racing towards Earth, that's going to couple with the magnetics of it. Guess what? What that means is that there's going to be auroras all over the planet, going all over, spiraling in places that we don't normally see them. So you might want to look in the sky, but also that means for electrical devices and different grids, that means that if they take a hit like this, a G3, 4, 5 storm that's coming, oh wow, they predicted a G5 storm, not a G3 storm. That means that there's so much energy coming off this massive sun to a little itty bitty Earth that it was direct bullseye when it actually. So as it's coming at us right now, I'm just hiding in the shade because I've been sitting in the sun all day. Whoa, it's hot out there, selling my art. Oh. And then I just watched the solar news with Stefan Burns and just saw that their sun just went. And it takes that long for the energy of the sun to actually affect us geomagnetically. So what's happening then means that the biorhythms inside of you, based on your cellular structure and how it's got its own rhythm in alignment with this Earth and the Schumann resonant frequencies, and then how we just got a gigantic spike in all of it, and then there's this huge wave of energy going across the globe. You could potentially see some blackouts. You could potentially see a bunch of things going down. And I hate to say it, but if you're in the way, you know what's gonna happen? Nothing, because you're protected and you're safe. But remember, don't depend on your cell phone to tell you where you're going. You need to know your own directions. So in the next 36 hours, if you're going anywhere important, potentially you would need to write down directions so that you could get there the old school way, just in case your phone stops working. There is a potential that our whole grid can go down pretty simply, because the energy that powers all of this stuff, that sun, we talk about global warming and we're responsible for global warming. It's potential we were responsible because we nuked a freaking hole through the ozone. I don't know how many, 50, 60, 70, I don't know how many it was before I was alive, but somebody out there in one of the world wars nuked a freaking hole in the ozone. And so technically our shield's down and that solar energy can come in and it can irradiate us pretty quickly. However, if that's true, we're all doomed. And just so you know, if this quarantine event goes off and all of these volcanoes do explode, especially the ones that are the super volcanoes that are erupting, currently moving around, if these earthquakes that are all popping off all over, which you check the earthquake map right now for the last 2 months and they're going off the charts in places. If you start to look at things that are happening right now, it all makes sense that this earth is shifting, it's changing, it's growing, and it's got some vibrational upgrades that are coming. And anyone who's in alignment with their divine assignment, in my opinion, they're going to be upgraded with the Earth and the solar system and the galaxy to a new resonant frequency of joy and having the best life ever, and what it means to have gotten through your programs and your blocks and your obstacles, and what it's like that when you've done the self-work and you become better than you've been before, and you actually keep doing it because you want to do it for yourself, not for others, because you're authentically expressing yourself in the divine way that's guided to you, through you, as you, because we are all divinely one, orchestrated by the divine, and we all in a symphony got our own parts to play, so that as this orchestra is orchestrated by the maestro, so that we all fit perfectly in this pattern and this web of life. I would say that sun coronal mass ejection that it came off and the ones that have been coming off are definitely not here to hurt us. They're here to illuminate us. But just so you know, we've been here before in our technological advanced time that we say that we're in right now with cell phones and cars and all of this stuff. We weren't primitive cavemen 100,000 years ago. Not even 10,000 years ago. We never were. We were always this sophisticated technology called the divine. And I'm not saying that there aren't barbarians that have been hybrid, hijacked, tampered with genetic modifications that have created all kinds of different other races with different aliens and shit. That's above my pay grade to tell you guys about. I don't know any of that stuff. I'm just a simple artist who makes art for a living, who loves his life and tells metaphysical, inspirational stories. And all I really want from you is to tune into the best version of who and what and why you're here, and be the best version of that, so that we can have a better life as a collective whole, so that we don't have to actually just be submitting and obeying and surrendering to a world that actually fucking sucks for the most part. If you think about the shit that's going on, it's like, what? And we don't have control over that. So what do we have control over? How we feel. how we think inside, how we operate, our own mental health, our own spiritual health, our physical health. Our emotional health comes with emotional freedom technique. Our physical health comes with being happy and taking care of yourself. Your spiritual health comes from not ignoring your spirit and intuition when it's guiding you to do something that's magical. So all things considered, there's a lot more going on than I could ever even talk about in a small video, but I like to continue keeping the algorithm going here on TikTok because my job is to inspire and motivate you to be the best version of yourself possible, and also to buy my art. So go to www.thesacredstage.store, which is up here above, and you see my bio on the TikTok. You'll see above, that's a link, and you can go and buy some of my art. If you want a spiritual mindset coaching or EFT coaching session, you could go to www.spiritualmindsetcoaching.com. If you've watched this far in the video and you actually watch it till the end, you can have a 15% off discount code if you remind me when you go to purchase something. Have the best day ever. Be blessed. Like, follow, subscribe, and share this video if you've enjoyed it.